me a bit regular season-y, or ish, if that's even a thing.
Yeah.
Same to you?
No, I think it is. The feeling I got all night was that this was a really easy night for Steph and Clay.
How so?
Well, I'm going to preface it by saying Game 6 against Houston, I thought Houston overreacted to them to such an extent that their supporting cast had the easiest first half you can imagine. I think Portland didn't give them enough treatment. They didn't get touched, hit, hedged, held, grabbed, none of it. They just walked into shots all night. And if this continues throughout this series, it's going to be similar results. And this is kind of what I'm talking about right here. I mean, this is just basic ball screen basketball. I mean, if you are going to give Steph Curry a clean screen at 28 feet, and this is the guy defending the screener, what do you...
He's in the paint.
What do you think the result of this is going to be?
He's in the paint, Tim.
Right. It's going to look like that a lot, okay? And I thought Klay Thompson actually had a lot of clean looks, too, and his a little bit more off the catch and shoot. Here's an example, moving without the basketball, gonna come here, and look, this isn't anything about like overloading. This is basic basketball because guess what? These two guys are guards. I mean, this just has to be a switch out onto Klay Thompson coming off this screen, and yet they look completely unprepared to defend this, and you're gonna let Klay Thompson walk in, square up, turn left shoulder. You're gonna get a lot of that in this series. He shot 10 for 24, and he probably had 6 naked looks that he didn't convert. And then one more time, and this is toward the end here, this is the one that really seals the deal, but it's, again, talks about like the softness with which these guys get played. This is just an easy, basic screen. Steph comes off. Here's the defender of the screen.
Kanter's got his feet in the paint.
You're 12 feet back. I mean, this is Steph Curry. I just felt like their treatment tonight was we're playing against a couple of dudes that are pretty good shooters. This is the greatest shooting backcourt in the history of the league, and I just didn't see the physicality out of Portland. And as a result, I think if you ask Steph and Clay, they'll say it, man, after the game, I really don't even need to ice. I didn't get hit tonight at all. Those guys controlled the action with the defense that Portland played. That's got to be a different story in Game 2.
All right, I'm surrounded by genius basketball IQ. We welcome in Doris Burke. And Doris, you just heard Tim explaining it. You had the great seat. What did you see or perhaps not see out of Portland in terms of the pushback and the fight back tonight?
Well, what Tim just diagrammed was technically brilliant, right? It was all X and O perfect. And what it lacked, I'm sitting here watching and listening to him and saying, yes, yes, yes. And they had no urgency. And I thought something Jeff said on the broadcast was telling. He said, when you win an emotional Game 7 and you get to the conference finals, after bowing out in sweeps in both of the last 2 postseasons, it didn't seem like they had the requisite energy necessary to win the game. And as Greg Popovich likes to say, it is absolute death if you turn it over against Golden State. Too many turnovers.
Doris, one thing that I'm afraid might get lost in this game for Golden State because of the way Steph and Clay played offensively was the job that Clay and Andre Iguodala did on the other end and hounding Damian Lillard. I just thought their one-on-one individual defense and pursuit and commitment really contributed to McCollum and Lillard never getting going in this one. What did you see?
Probably the undersold story, no question about it. And I think one thing you've noticed from Andre Iguodala in the course of this playoff, something that I don't think you saw consistently throughout the regular season, and at his age, probably he's got to conserve energy, but this man is a basketball savant. Steve Kerr will tell you he is one of the smartest basketball players he has ever coached, Andre Iguodala. So 100% correct. And Clay, I said it to Steph, we get caught up in the sweet shooting nature of his game, but boy, big, strong, physical, long, dialed into the details. These are 2 special defenders. And let's be honest, they went 6 deep off the bench. Steve said before the game, we're going to feel out a lot of things. This is a feel-out game on both sides. If this gets tighter, if they can win a game, Portland, does that shrink a little bit? But obviously, all of the guys that are crucial to this